"You'd make a great bride." Single dad joke. The CEO smiled. "I would need a groom for that." The hammer slipped from Ethan Carter's hand and crashed onto the wooden floor, just as the elegant woman in a cream blouse stopped beside the unfinished wedding pavilion. Dust covered his worn boots, his sleeves were rolled up, and exhaustion was written across his face after weeks of working double shifts to support his little daughter. Trying to hide his embarrassment, the single dad laughed softly and joked that she would make a wonderful bride for the beautiful venue. Instead of walking away, the mysterious woman smiled with quiet sadness, glanced at the empty rows of white chairs, and replied that she would need a groom for that first. Neither of them realized that one unexpected sentence would change two lonely lives forever. Before we continue, if you believe kindness, second chances, and genuine love can still change the world, please like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to Echoes of Kindness. Your support helps these heartfelt stories reach more people. Ethan had once dreamed of a simple, happy life. After losing his wife to a sudden illness 3 years earlier, every dream seemed to disappear overnight. Raising his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, alone became his greatest purpose. Every morning he packed her lunch before sunrise, dropped her at school, and spent long hours building homes, repairing fences, and accepting any construction work he could find. He rarely complained, because every dollar meant another chance to give Lily a better future. Even though life had hardened his hands, it never hardened his heart. The woman he had met was Victoria Hayes, the CEO of one of the country's fastest-growing hospitality companies. She had secretly visited the countryside to inspect a luxury wedding estate her company planned to purchase. Years of business success had brought her wealth, influence, and recognition, but they had never filled the emptiness left by broken relationships and endless work. Watching Ethan carefully measure every piece of wood, while smiling whenever he mentioned his daughter, reminded her that real success could never be counted only in profits. Over the following days, Victoria found small excuses to return to the venue. She noticed how Ethan quietly fixed broken benches that were not part of his contract, simply because future couples deserved a perfect wedding day. She watched him stop working to help an elderly gardener lift heavy flower pots, without expecting payment or praise. Every act of kindness seemed completely natural to him. Ethan, meanwhile, believed Victoria was simply another company representative with excellent manners. He had no idea that she owned the entire project. One rainy afternoon, Lily arrived unexpectedly after school carrying a tiny lunchbox. She proudly shared half of her sandwich with Victoria because, in her innocent words, nobody should eat alone. That simple gesture broke something inside the successful CEO. She had attended countless luxury dinners, surrounded by powerful executives, yet no expensive meal had ever made her feel as welcomed as half of a peanut butter sandwich, shared by a little girl who had almost nothing. When the wedding estate officially changed ownership, rumors spread that many local workers would lose their jobs. Fear swept through the community, and Ethan quietly prepared himself for another difficult chapter. Instead of announcing layoffs, Victoria gathered every employee together. She revealed that she had watched their work personally and had discovered that the strongest foundation of the estate was not the buildings but the people who built them. Ethan was offered a permanent leadership position with fair pay, healthcare, and flexible hours, so he could continue raising Lily without sacrificing precious family time. As weeks turned into months, friendship slowly replaced loneliness. Victoria admired Ethan's quiet strength, while Ethan saw beyond her title and recognized a woman who had spent years carrying invisible burdens behind a confident smile. Neither rushed their feelings. They simply learned to trust again, one ordinary day at a time. If this story has touched your heart so far, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Echoes of Kindness. Your support encourages more stories that remind us compassion still exists in this world. Special request. Before this story ends, tell us in the comments. Do you believe one act of kindness can completely change someone's life? Months later, another wedding was held beneath the very pavilion Ethan had finished with his own hands. This time, the guests smiled, not because of luxury decorations or expensive flowers, but because they witnessed two people who had found hope after heartbreak. Lily walked proudly between them, holding both of their hands, proving that families are sometimes built not by perfect beginnings, but by unexpected moments of kindness. The greatest love stories rarely begin with perfect plans. Sometimes they begin with a tired father holding a hammer, a lonely CEO wearing a quiet smile, and one simple joke that reminded two wounded hearts they were never truly alone.